So Steve, Allison, it's brilliant to meet you. Welcome to the club as Director of Football.
Thank you.
Supporters, volunteers and staff all welcome you to the club. What attracted you to come to Camelon?
Camelon's a massive club with a massive history. Obviously everybody's got ambitions in the game, whether it be coaches, players, managers and myself. I've got my own ambitions in the game. Getting a chance to come to a club like Camelon, I had meetings with the club probably about 5 years ago that some people may not know about coming to the club then. Tony's nibbled away at me and eventually we managed to get things done and here I am.
Perfect. How was your first week being at Camelon?
Is that a week I've been here? Is it? It's been very, very busy on the park, off the park. It's been a very, very busy week.
Perfect. We asked the fans to come up with some of their own questions, which I am going to ask you in due course.
Yep.
What's training been like with lots of new faces? How are all the players adapting?
Training obviously on Tuesday night was a bit hectic. Having 33 players at training, anybody involved in the game will tell you 33 players is too many. The players were told on Tuesday, 33 doesn't go into 18 sadly. Obviously a lot of players have came with me. Last night, I think it was announced earlier today, there were some guys who left the club over the course of the next week or two. I think we ran with 25 last night. Fortunately for the managers tomorrow, there's a couple injured and a couple suspended, so their job's hard for tomorrow, but it certainly could have been a lot harder.
Course,
but
yes.
we will look to, over the next course of maybe weeks, months, maybe even the end of the season, get the squad down to manageable numbers, probably 18, 19, maybe even 17, and look to use some of the kids for the 20s, because we've got a fantastic structure at the 20s now, with Andy taking over and some of the kids that came over with us. We'll certainly be looking to use the young guys and get them involved.
That'd be brilliant, yeah. Duncan, he has asked, has the manager had a say in the new players, and is the size of the squad an issue?
I think I just touched on it there. Yeah, the size of the squad straight away is an issue. We're working on it. You may over the course of the next days and weeks see some players going out and loan. There might be some more leave the club. Some players might want to have a conversation with me. I might want to have a conversation with them. But these decisions will be between myself and the management team. It's not my decision. It's a collective.
Jason, he asked, where do you see Camelon in the next 3 to 5 years?
Next 3 to 5 years, obviously, I think everybody's got a long-term goal and a long-term plan. Personally, myself, I'm not going to hang myself out to dry and say something silly. I think first and foremost we need to get out of the league, we need to get back up to the Premier League, but I don't see getting to the Lowland League being unachievable. Camelon's a massive club. We need to start fixing the infrastructure of the club, start fixing things off the park. Obviously, you saw some of the things going on this week. When some of the crowd comes in here tomorrow, they'll see small changes, the players will see small changes, but as the weeks go on there'll be small changes, big changes. But I think the Lowland League first and foremost has got to be our goal.
Perfect. William, he asked, how far do you believe you can take the club? How far in the pyramid system, how far can Camelon go?
I think Camelon can go probably, listen, people shoot me down for this, but personally I think the sky's the limit for this club. It just depends on who comes through the gate. If the local community get behind the club again like they used to, if we can fix the infrastructure, which we will be doing. There's been loads of rumours all over social media that we're taking Camelon out of Camelon, the new board that's came in. We're already working on plans to improving the ground. There's new nets up, there's various silly wee things that's been fixed this week. Camelon won't be leaving Camelon, I can state that right now. Camelon will stay here, this is our home.
Yes.
I've been here for a long time and I hope the local community appreciate the club as they do. They appreciate the wee small bits and the things that we're doing, but first and foremost we need their support, and I think the club can go as high as we can get them.
Of course. Alan, he has asked, is Camelon looking at the next SFA level, bronze, with a new strategic board in place, looking to develop and grow Camelon in all aspects?
Very good question, Alan. I think I've touched on a couple of the answers there. Previously, we are definitely looking at improving the ground. There's been a great work done here over the last few years with the guys who have been here, albeit working on a shoestring budget. There's a lot of new sponsors coming into the club. the sponsors that are here, Your Muir, Express Taxis to name a few. Fantastic for the club and their support. If without their support the club wouldn't be here. We're speaking to a lot of new companies coming, but first and foremost we need to speak to companies that are there involved. We will be looking to extend the park longer. We will be looking at plans to maybe widen the park, but probably in the next 3 to 5 years, depending if everything goes to plan, we'll be looking to lift the park and lay an Astro Park in the future.
Perfect. Are you looking forward to tomorrow's game, which will be your first game as Director of Football?
Tomorrow's game I'm very excited about. There's obviously going to be numerous changes in my opinion to the playing squad based on bringing in 10, 11 new players this week. I think it's a very exciting time for the club. I probably won't get much sleep tonight. Tomorrow's game is massive for me. The pressure's on me, the pressure's on the guys, the pressure's on the players. But I've got every doubt in my mind the guys will deliver tomorrow.
Well, thank you for your time and answering all the questions. We wish you and the new staff the very best at Camelin, and I really hope you get a good sleep.
Thank you very much. Let's go Mariners.
Let's go Mariners.
Cheers.